we're going to sketch 2 full periods of this graph. And to do that, my recommendation is to first deal with the horizontal, then deal with the vertical. So the horizontal has to do with this number and that number. This number has to do with your period, and your period is 2 pi divided by that number. So your period is 1 pi. Okay? Or in the case of this, since we're in degrees, it's really 180, right? 180 degrees, same difference, right? And this number tells you your phase shift or your horizontal shift. So my shift is left 12 degrees. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up my intervals. So my interval lengths. My interval length will be my period, 180, divided by 4. So that's 45 degrees. That's my interval length. So I'll draw my center line or midline, and I'll start it at negative 12, because that's where I'm supposed to be. And I'll add 180 to that, and that'll put me at my end. So what's 180 plus negative 12? It's 168 degrees. And then go halfway in between that and halfway in between that on each. And now add 45 to each one of these. So each one of these distances is 45 degrees, because that's interval lengths. Okay? Make sense? Mm-hmm. So 45 plus 12 is? 33, yep. 33. 45 plus 33 is 78. 45 plus 78 is 123. And then 45 plus 123 is 168, so it checks out. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was first step 1. Step 2 is deal with the horizontal movements. So, oh, and by the way, we can now draw in our y-axis, right? We know our y-axis is going to be somewhere about here. So see, I waited to draw my x and y-axis, and I haven't even drawn my x-axis in yet, because now we're going to deal with the vertical shifts and so forth. So this means it shifts up 2. So this line, the center line, is actually, we're doing the sine graph. So the sine graph, remember, sine graph starts on the center line, right? Or the midline. So this, the midline is actually going to be y equals 2. The line's going to be y equals 2, and so I can now draw my axis down here. My x-axis is actually down here. See how I did that? So I waited to do that purposefully. So this is my x-axis, and this is my y-axis. And then this 4 here tells you the amplitude. So the amplitude is 4, which means it's going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be all the way up to that, and it's going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to go down to there. So my points are going to be, and notice it's a positive 4. So it's going to start here, go through the middle there, and end there, because it's a sine graph. And it's going up. So it's going to, at this point here, the second interval marker, it's going to be, the point's going to be up here, and on the third interval marker, the point's going to be down there. And so now you can draw your graph in carefully. Now they wanted me to do 2 revolutions, so I'm running out of room, but just keep going and draw one more. All right. And you can just keep adding 45 to get the other interval lengths.